So more often than not, when like a true sexual exploitation operation happens, it's kind of like the smoking hot female, or the smoking hot gay guy, or the smoking hot whatever, walks right up to the person, and it's super bold.
I'm gonna go take my nap.
Like, hey, I saw that you're sitting here alone. What are you doing in town? And you want to go to my cabin? It's just bold. And what ends up happening is that for anybody who's listening and watching, here's what I call real talk. Right? Let's have a real talk moment here. If sex motivates you, the only thing more motivating than sex is fast sex. So like there are plenty of people out there that, and the reason is because like if they're KGB and this is KGB, why would you not push? It's better to just say, hey,
let me turn that off.
what kind of wine you like, what kind of this you like, what kind of that you like. You vary in the 4 or 5 options.
All right. All right. I don't have a whole lot of time today, so I'm gonna just get into it. Trying a little bit of a different camera setup, so if any of you hop online, let me know if you can hear me. Uploaded today. Yeah, I was messing around with the setup with my camera and the laptop so that I can do it all on one screen. Refinements. But then my phone wouldn't let me change the orientation of the camera, so it kept reverting back to portrait mode. I had to start it over 3 times. There's got to be a better system. I see all these guys doing these live videos and they got their You see them, and then you can see the screen and the content that they're showing. Like, what do you need to do that? What software are they using? How are they doing that? Because ideally, that would be really cool. Start the blue collar workout series. Yeah, I just got off work. I don't have much time. I gotta smash this out as quick as possible. Yeah, baby. And it's like a fucking 100 degrees in this garage. Is the swamp cooler even working? I don't have my AC unit on. Hold on. Alright, that's a little better. Hey Bob, let me ask you something. Are you ever not in front of your computer? I can't think of one time I've ever gotten online where you weren't like right there. Makes me wonder. You getting out? You exercising? You're squatting for other purposes other than powerlifting. Would you alter your squat technique? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no. If I wasn't training, Rick. Okay, sorry, I need glasses, Rick. If I was not training for powerlifting, I would not be doing low bar squats. I'd be doing. Let me demonstrate. I got a messed up back. I don't know if you can really tell. And so, due to my injuries, one of the squat variations I like to do is a staggered split squat. And what that does is it puts a lot of weight on one leg, like 60%, 40 on the other. And it allows me to get deeper into the squat. What I like to do is called lengthened partials, where I'll just kind of squat up to here, and then come down, squat up to here. That's one variation. Another variation is, where's my blocks at? I like to do a split squat using blocks where you stand on one, and that gives you most of the benefits of doing a split squat. But for guys that have balance or injury issues, you have most of the benefits of a split squat, but you can maintain your balance, and it's a little bit easier for guys that have been injured. And the other benefit is the leg that has the lesser load is forced way past the range of motion. So it would look something like see you got the barbell on your back. It looks something like this when you're squatting down. You see how deep that is? And then, I don't know where my blocks are. I need to do a better demonstration. That's another one I like to do. I'm a huge fan of the sissy squat machine, which is right there. I'm not going to drag that out. Actually, you know what? I will. This bad boy right here. I love this thing. Get some weight on you or hold a kettlebell and just get deep into it. Live right there. Yeah, baby, lean back as far back as you can. Put all that weight on this right here. You want a monster quad workout? These are about $125. Titan Fitness. I know there's some other companies that make them. You don't really need this. You can also do sissy squats with body weight. You just have to. Let's see, can I come forward, down? You want to put all the weight on your knees and then squat up. I'm in my work boots, so that's not a really good example. But no, we do a ton of leg variations, but for competition training, I'm competing on August 7th, or September 7th. I'm really just trying to dial in a low bar squat, so I'm not going to do much other than that. Jefferson curls, yeah, well that's not, I wouldn't consider that a squat exercise, but we do. My wife even does Jefferson curls. Everybody should be doing Jefferson curls. I can't think of one situation where it wouldn't benefit you. All right. I hate when my rack is. I gotta move this thing. Rick, hey, thanks for the demo. Yeah, hey, I can do, if you ever want something specific and a little more in depth than that, that was just, me chucking some shit around. Oh, so there's split squats, Bulgarian split squats, Zercher squats, camber bar, front squats, sissy squats. I do have the leg curl machine. I haven't really used that a whole lot. And then there's some stuff we do with the cables where we attach them to our legs. I would be more than happy to do a demonstration of any of that stuff. But I will say that I think no matter what sport you're in, whether it's wrestling, MMA, boxing, bicycling, running, anything, I can't think of one sport where good old-fashioned barbell squats wouldn't benefit. And as to grass, I think it's important because you don't want to lose that mobility. But I think for just general purpose training and just getting your legs stronger, if you're getting below parallel, you're fine. Like, a lot of guys, they don't, like I'm 50, so my knees hurt when I get low. Like that little demonstration I just did, that was painful. And normally what I do to mitigate that is I put wraps on. It's not too bad with the jeans on. But I still have the ability to do it. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like work through the pain. It's worth it to work through the pain. And a lot of older guys, they have issues with ankle mobility. That's the other thing you need to get a really good ass to grass squat where you keep your torso upright, is you got to be able to really flex that ankle to keep your foot flat. So the two challenges for guys over 40 are generally knees, ankles, and you could say, lower back. But I think body weight ass to grass squats, everybody should be doing every single day when they wake up. That's just something everyone should do. But to cultivate an Olympic level heavyweight ass to grass squat, I think for most people it's not where I would put my focus. If you're just trying to get stronger and get fit, I guess low bar provides a lot. Yes, yeah, absolutely. And it translates to your deadlift really good. So, here's one thing I've observed. I've been able to demonstrate in my own numbers because I keep a database of all my training sessions. If I increase my squat to deadlift ratio to 4-to-1, so for every 4 squat sessions, 1 deadlift session, increasing the squat volume. How am I going to say this here? I don't have to deadlift as much, but it has to. But there's you got to do it a certain way. You can't just squat every day and expect your deadlift to go up. It's the types of squat you do, and I kind of alternate between a heavy day and then a technical day. Right now I'm doing 2 squat days a week up until the 29th is my last training day, and I'm only going to do 1 more deadlift session. I'll do 2 technically, so I'll do my last deadlift training, and then on the 1st I'll hit my openers. So I'll do like a mock powerlifting meet where I lift everything up to my opening weights. Regarding ankle flexibility, I started doing calf raises off a 4-inch block. I think I lost a lot of flexibility. Rick, let me show you something. Now, you can buy these on Amazon. You just type in squat ramps. But I'm actually using oil change ramps. I don't want to do these with work boots. I've noticed, I can do calf raises off of these. Actually, I'm sorry, you want to turn them around. Other way. Like that doesn't work. This is what would you say that angle is? I want to say that's 8 inches, but it is an angle. You can kind of really stretch. Look at that nice hamstring stretch at the bottom. And I like to roll through it. But I imagine, I guess if you're doing them off of so that puts more pressure on the calf, and that makes it more fluid through the entire leg and the hamstrings. So I think both might have their value. So right at the top I can feel it, but then it just has that nice stretch. It just stretches everything out. I think this one's more like just contracting the muscle. You know what? I might have to do some experimenting. Where's your meet? It is here in Vegas, Camp Rhino Fitness, off of Eastern and Warm Springs, right by the airport. Real cool gym too. It's a CrossFit gym, but they've adopted the powerlifters, so the USPA has moved all their stuff over there. So it's kind of cool if you're ever in Vegas and you check out Camp Rhino Fitness. They got their regular CrossFit stuff where their people are flinging around like monkeys, and then in the back they got a nice powerlifting section. It's a pretty cool gym. Are you asking my weight class, Rick? 220s, 242s. If you're, I'm planning on competing at 220. I was going to drop weight and compete at 198, but I've kind of, with my work schedule, I've been working 16 hours a day. I got off early today. Well, technically I'm not off. That's why I'm not taking my work clothes off. But I kind of screwed my diet up, and I kind of allowed myself to balloon back up to close to 220. So right now, yeah, and I just turned 50, so I can actually take, right now, I can take the records for Nevada in 3 weight classes, 198, 220, 242. I could beat all of them. So no matter which one I go in at, I'm going to take the state records. But I really want the nationals. That's the one I want. And I had a nice shot at it if I would have stayed at 198. But 220 just, I think, is going to be a little out of reach. Oh, I might pick squats up. I can get squats. I can get the national record for squatting. Do your knees feel sore often during your meet prep? My knees feel sore often every day. Like, well, I don't know. It's like, no, it's not that bad. It's like a dull, kind of always there, level 1 pain. You know, never really quite goes away. My ankles have been what's really bothering me. I rolled my ankle on a job site about a month ago. I turned it bad. Like, it was bad. I wiped out. I actually fell on the ground. And I hopped up and was looking around because I'm on a construction site, and I dusted myself off. And then right as I did that, 2 of my iron workers walked around the corner. One of them was her name's Shelby, and she said, "Are you all right?" She's looking at me, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. Well, what's up?" "What'd you hear?" I'm the safety manager. I'm looking around like, okay. And then I walked it off, and I was fine. But then I sat down in my truck for a few minutes, and it just swelled up like a balloon. And I just got an MRI done. It doesn't bother me when I'm squatting. When I go boxing training with the kids and I'm warmed up, it doesn't seem to be an issue, but it's when I'm walking around, it just randomly, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I can't barely move it. It's like someone's stabbing me with a screwdriver right in the, right above that, whatever that little ball that, your ankle. Right in there, man, just like, yeah. So, Bobby, 226 is my guess. I weighed myself in the last video and I showed you guys the scale. If you recall. I think it was 222. That squat rack might need to be tightened. Probably. When did you meet? Do you do good? Oh, I missed that comment. Sorry. Do you do good mornings, and do you feel the help your squat and or deadlifts? Yes, but I do good mornings a little bit differently than most people. I like to do. Are they called Zercher good mornings? Where we get under the bar and then we'll do them this way. It's a little bit different than putting it on your back. A little less awkward, but your limiting factor is going to be the amount you can hold. Lost a lot of that flexibility after 40. You know, Rick, I don't know, man. Flexibility, here's all I can tell you. Once I'm warmed up, I can do everything I did. I can throw kicks over my head. You know, I can do all this, everything. But then, after I've rested for a minute, you know, 15, 20 minutes, just sitting there, I like ossify. Like the Tin Man needing his oil can. And just, it's like you gotta start all over again. And I've noticed that with all the flexibility stuff I do, if I don't keep up on it, if I even let it lapse for like a week, I lose it so fast. It's like something, you know, what I've been telling a lot of my older friends, when it comes to flexibility, you know, work your range of motion up to that point of pain, not pain, right before, you know, where that stretch is like it's uncomfortable. And you want to kind of sit in that for 30 seconds. And then exhale, take a nice deep breath, and as you exhale, try to get deeper into it and just slowly work in. And then over a period of time, and it could be, you know, a month, 2 months, just keep working it, and you can get your flexibility back. A lot of us are older, you know, over the age of 40, we're limited, but we have arthritis, prior injuries, scar tissue, surgeries, and you know, there's definitely limiting factors. But this is what I always tell people: it's like if you can articulate a limb, you can work it. So it's just a matter of finding where your limitation is, and then. I think a lot of people make the mistake of trying to do too much at once. You know, they try to force it, and that's where we run into injuries, and it's disheartening, and we all often give up on it, or we feel like we're not making progress. And my mother-in-law, I hate to throw her under the bus, but you know, she could just barely get out of a chair and sit down in it, and I told her, I said, well, do that 10 times. Just get up and sit down in your chair. And if your range of motion is the height of a bar stool, that's your starting point. And we work from that. But, you know, people, it's hard for them to get in that routine, and, you know, they always quit before the miracle happens. A little bit off topic, but what kind of airbrush and paints do you prefer when you work on your miniatures? Oh. These are currently my two favorites. So, I have this one here, Iwata, and this is their entry-level model. It's a Neo for Iwata. I've been having really good results with this. And this is a cheap $30 crappy airbrush that's designed for painting nails that I got on Amazon. And this is the compressor and battery. You literally turn it on. I don't know if you can hear that. But it's all in one. And surprisingly, for as cheap as this airbrush is, It is really awesome for doing base coats and shading and stuff like that. So between the two of these, I've been getting super awesome results. But this one's really good. Iwata makes some really expensive ones. They're like everything from $160 to $600. I don't think that's necessary. This one was like $60 to $80, and it's perfectly fine. I've had no issues with it. Most of the time, I'll use the Citadel or Army Painter paints and just thin them down. But I do have this neat brand of airbrush paint that I found. It's let me see if you can see it here. Ercor, ERCOR art. And these are pre-thinned. They come in a variety of colors. $30. Awesome. I love this paint. All the expensive brands, and I've been buying, like Vallejo, Citadel, Army Painter, and I've been experimenting with all of them. But for just airbrushing, this brand, which you can get on Amazon for like $30, is awesome. It works great. Covers good. Great opacity. You don't have to. You can just pour it right in and go. You don't have to thin it. But if it does get a little chunky, just add 1 or 2 drops of thinner to it. Let me message my boss here real quick. So here's the problem. My boss just called me on this phone. How the hell do I answer him back and still do the stream? What's up, King? Hey, Matt, what's going on, brother? Is somebody playing powerlift hooky? Oh, man. Rick K. I painted mostly military miniatures. Any preference for quality miniatures in science fiction? Boy, howdy. So, I'd say the majority of our models are Warhammer, obviously, Age of Sigmar and 40K. Outside of Games Workshop, my son and I like to put Gundams together. We got a bunch of the, I don't know what brand they are, but they're Dungeons and Dragons figurines. Being one of them here. She's actually made a pewter. So recently what I've been doing is I've been buying a lot of 3D models off of Etsy. I could get a 3D printer and make these myself, but I don't really have the time or inclination to do that. So there's a lot of awesome artists on Etsy who are doing proxy models of Warhammer and other fantasy tabletop games. They're like a third of the price, and the quality is outstanding. The only thing I will say is I don't really like working with the resin that much as far as putting them together. But no, we paint everything. I can't think of anything we don't. We have anime figurines. I should show you guys my display case. We finally got it put together. I've got everything in there. We got Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer, and pick an anime series. We got Demon Slayer. Wow, my brain just went blank. Dragon Ball, all the popular ones. What else was that? Got a lot of Halo, Master Chief. We got a lot of those. A lot of Star Wars. Tons of Gundam. Usually my son and I will go to the store. We'll just see something we like and we'll grab it and we'll paint it. Like even if we don't even play the game, we just like painting figurines, miniatures. Charlie Juske ends in 4 chapters. I started reading Sakamoto Days. Oh, what do you think of that? I've been around, bro. I just don't comment as much because I'm trying to disassociate from the loonies. No, I hear you, man. Like, well, man, I don't know. I've always seen you as kind of one of those guys that likes to poke at people, and it's always pretty funny. But I never saw you as the type of person that like actually took any of this seriously. Danny, who? It's really good so far. 4 chapters in. Godlink, what's up, man? My preference, Rick, you were saying I painted mostly military miniatures. You were just asking me if I had any preference. I would just say, honestly, Grimdark. I just love the models. I love Warhammer. The only problem is Games Workshop charges way too much money for what probably costs them 10 cents to manufacture. But you are paying for the art, so there is that. Yeah, no, I mean, Matt, when I always hear like, in the couple of forums that I do drop in once in a while, everybody's always talking about you, Max, they bring me and Seth and stuff, the little group of lifters that, for anybody that doesn't know, YouTube is weird. If you would create a small channel, fitness related, it's going to start putting in your feed other small content creators, and then as soon as you talk to them or like one of their videos, it kind of associates you with them, and then you start seeing who they're associated with, and before you know it, there's this little group of, I don't even know what to call it. It's like the lifting community. It's a dark corner. It's under the rim of the toilet of life. This little nugget that you can't get with the scraper. And there's people that are like actually trying to do serious lifting, and then there's people that are just trying to like make them have mental breakdowns. And if you're new to YouTube and you're not aware of this, it's easy to get sucked up into it. And then the next thing you know, you're only associating with 10 people and they all hate each other. And if you follow the drama, it's who hates who this week. And I just decided, I'm like, I don't know. I don't care, really. The Looney Disassociation comment must explain my situation. Yeah, it just gets you to the point where you're like, why am I talking to these people? One of them is obsessed with what other people can lift, and he judges you based on your numbers, which is a weird thing. It's just a weird thing. Like, we all have our different weights, age, experience, and for me to like say I'm better than you because I can bench more than you. It's like this is a strange metric to judge a person by. Especially because like I can go back to when I first started powerlifting, and like the only thing I wanted was to be able to bench 225 pounds because that's what the big guy in the gym was doing at the time. It's like once upon a time we were all there and we're all works in progress. So it's like, why would I look down on somebody that's not as strong as me? It just seems bizarre. It's like my mission is to try to help people get after it, you know what I mean? So you get into these like weird, like these guys would start these competitions and they'd make lists of who the strongest person is, and they'd like they listed me as one of the weakest curlers, and I don't even curl. You know, like. That's my wife. Excellent. Big distinction. All right. Reminds me, I need to hurry my ass up. What time is it? 1:38. I gotta pick my kids up at 2:30, so I need to hurry. Yeah, man. That's the same thing with me. You know, I was trying to do, like, have fun with these guys, but it all got so serious. And plus, you know, a couple of them actually have mental issues, and I didn't realize, like these guys, a couple of the guys in the lifting community, I think that's really all they have, is their little channel with a couple hundred followers, and they just go around yelling and screaming at people. And, I don't know, man. Yeah, so my phone alarm, yeah, I have that phone set for my boss, my ex-wife, my wife. I think that's it. That was my ex-cooking timer. Sorry about that. I'm using my phone to film, so when it rings, I'm like, oh. Like my boss called me, and I should answer it, but I'm in the middle of a workout. Ew. Yeah, my alarm. Oh, man. Phone alarm, yeah. So here's a little trick I've been doing. Because Bobby likes to message me like 100 times a night. I put my phone on do not disturb mode, but then you can add people to your favorites list. So if any of those people are people you need to talk to, it'll shut down all of the notifications and everything from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And it'll just allow anything you add to that list to alert you. Hey, if you gotta pee, go do it. What are your favorite lifts outside of the big three? Barbell rows, for sure. Overhead press. Zerchers. But I don't know, Zerchers, man, I don't know, they can be, that's really like big three adjacent. Let's see, let's get out of barbelling. I really like dumbbells. Sissy squats. And my cable machine, I use that thing all the time. I use that, it's just so easy and convenient, you just can go anywhere with it. Matt, on your last comment, plus the drama overplayed and boring as fuck now, rather to debate people on other videos. Yeah, I noticed, here's the thing, like, if I went online just for shits and giggles, and I was looking through a few people in that community, you know, the unnamed one and all that, and I went back through their video catalog in like 2 years, and they're all the same. You could literally randomize the videos and you would not be able to tell a discernible difference. It's either screaming in a car at a Popeye's chicken or doing the bench in a black shirt and blue jeans with a little chain and some O.J. Simpson gloves. 3 years, same thing. But this guy has such like, he says he's joking around, but it doesn't feel like joking around. And he says the same thing about people, you know, whether they engage with him or not. And then I was looking at a couple of the other channels, exactly the same thing, same exercises. They come up with these competitions where they're the best in the world, but they're the only ones that do this lift. They're like the #1 like tibialis curler in the world or something, you know. I'm the strongest tibialis curler, you know. Like, here, hold my 300-pound dumbbell. I never tried Zercher. Heard good things about them. Yes. That's all I can tell you is yes. For squats, think about it. You're holding it in your arms, and it's just hammering your core. You got to stay upright. Mostly lower back, but there's a little bit of core in there. And then if you're doing Zerchers like stiff leg, like I do good mornings, I think that they're a viable replacement for barbell good mornings. I think they're safer, easier, and more effective. What else? There's a Zercher. Didn't you have like a split deadlift? I haven't tried that yet. Danny, I like Zercher, but I need therapy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have a comeback for that. Yeah, Zercher is therapy. I always say start with the rack. You know, start with the upright position and then work down into it instead of starting in the ground and working your way up. So, I mean, a real Zercher squat, like a what is it, Bugenhagen. He gets the barbell and he gets under it off the ground and he picks it up, and that is the degree of difficulty. But there's nothing wrong with like putting it in a rack, getting under it, and walking out with it. Well, for example, like if I set up a Zercher in the rack, I can do 405 pounds, but I can't pick that up off the ground. I think the most I've ever done off the ground with a regular barbell is 225. Eric is a beast. Do you think he's natural? I think he is, but he's like one of those like genetic freak outliers. I guess I would be, me being not natural myself, I would be bummed out to find out he wasn't natural. Hey Matt, what kind of movements have you been doing lately? Because you, what was I thinking? Pull-ups. Duh. I forgot to add pull-ups to my favorite list. Pull-ups and dips. Duh. Weighted or unweighted. Like those are just, you can do those anywhere. You can go to a playground or a railing, or find some, you could be in a church parking lot and just do them right there on the steps if you wanted to. Yeah, Bugenhagen is one of he's just one of those naturally all-around super strong guys who, if he ever focused on specifically breaking real records, he probably would. But he doesn't really focus on records. He just focuses on like doing the heaviest gym lift you can do, like touch and go, ugly, half rep, doesn't matter. Just put as much weight on it and just go. And no one ever gives him crap about his arch. No one ever says, that bench doesn't count, you have an arch. Like, fuck off. Boogs is a fake nanny, you think so? I guess it wouldn't surprise me to find out he was taking something, but it would. The giveaway, the one thing that gives away people that are on is their, I don't know, it's like the amount of water they hold on to. And he's got the size, but he always looks a little puffy. I just got a belt for weighted dips and pull-ups. Yes! Yeah, I got. Where's mine at? Well, I got one somewhere. But yeah, no, that's a game changer, man. Weighted dips and pull-ups. You could just do those two exercises, weighted dips and pull-ups, and that's it. And you would have a really good physique. You obviously got to do something for your legs. Sprints, full bore, hard as you can, sets of sprints. Those three exercises, and you would look like an Olympian. You ever been to Lake Tahoe? Hell yeah, I have been. We were thinking about going up there. Nothing wrong with arch. Yeah, I know. I get a lot of crap from my arch. I haven't changed it in 12 years, so I'm not going to do it now. Wraps on. Phew. I'll be honest with you, these jeans are not the best at the bottom. I feel like they're gonna split. I'm kind of pinching my nuggets a little. The rack, oh yeah, this is a little messy. Bobby was saying I needed to tighten it. Actually, yeah, I probably should, but I've had that thing for. I won't upgrade simply because it's got that cable machine, and I love that thing. Hell yeah, Jen Thompson's. She's I've met her a couple times. Where did I see her last? I can't remember. Was she at the last meet? No, she wasn't. Maybe IPL Worlds? I don't remember. But I met Jen Thompson. Yeah, she's a beast. Does she have the record for female bench press? I know she does probably for her weight class for sure. I mean, she benches a lot more. She benches more than most men I know. She's well over 315, that's for sure. My buddy Stephen Provost, his wife's going to be competing on the 7th. And she's squatting 315, deadlifting 405, and then benching, like around 200, which doesn't sound like much, but for a female, that's pretty good numbers. Yeah, Jen Thompson's a monster, man. I wonder if she's never hit 405 pounds, has she? I don't know. Was that her that did that? Is Jen Thompson natural? If I had to guess, I would probably say new. But I don't know. I also don't think it's an issue. Like, my philosophy is like, as long as you're honest about it and you're not trying to sell products. Like, I'm not like, buy my supplements and you'll look like me, Mr. Bull Testicles. 314, yeah, that's right. Okay, that sounds right. 314 pounds. I'm trying to think. So was that, because there was one time, I don't know if I was coming back from a shoulder injury. That's what it was. Tommy H sent me a video of her doing more than I was doing. And I don't know if he was trying to make me feel bad or motivate me. It worked. I was crying about shoulder pain, and then he sent me a video of her, and let me get a drink here. Yeah. I'm going to do something I have not done in a long time. I'm going to wear wraps just because I'm wearing jeans. these super tight. Which is better villains, One Piece or Naruto? One Piece. What's his name? Captain, the flamboyant one, the one who killed his brother. Son of a bitch, I can't think of his name. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, Don Flamingo. Like, how do you outbeat that guy? I need to start incorporating back squats more. I've been addicted to going up deadlifts. Well, here's the thing. If you do more back squats, you can do less deadlifting. I used to, deadlifts were my favorite lift, and I loved them. And then I hurt my back, and now I hate them. And I hated squats with a passion, and now that's my favorite. It's like it seems to change. I think the difference is when you're making progress, the lifts are fun. Don Flamingo. Like, can you think of a more just like, not only is he just evil, but he's got depth. You heard One Piece is surprisingly boring by today's standards. Well, I'll be honest with you, I think that's subjective. If you find it boring, it probably is. I like Naruto, but he always kind of just irritated me. I don't know what, it's just like, I don't know, just like his character arc, I would just find him to be kind of whiny, you know? But my son loves Naruto. I'm not a big fan of most of the, what's the term they call it, Schengen or whatever. I did like Bleach. Bleach was good. I like a lot of the obscure ones, like I got reincarnated as a spider. That's actually the name of an anime. One Punch is awesome. Chainsaw Man. I love that. I actually have the manga. OT generation. Yeah, I like, remember Robotech? Macross? That was what I grew up on that. The other with Gundam, obviously Gundam's been around since the 70s. But no, One Piece is cool. You know what One Piece is based off of, Matt? The Monkey King. So that would be the Chinese epic Journey to the West. What's his name? Luffy. The stretchy dude. He's the Monkey King. It matches up to that fairly well. So in that lens, in that context, it makes watching the show a little more interesting. It's based off of an ancient Chinese epic. It'd be like the Chinese version of Hercules. Matter of fact, didn't they just release a video game about the Monkey King? It looks really good too. I played Macross. Yeah, they never made a decent Robotech game though. I never really liked Voltron all that much. I thought it was campy, kind of like the Power Rangers. Actually, Voltron is the Power Rangers, if you think about it. Okay. Focus here. I should be doing this in my workplace. My shoelace just snapped. What was it? Wukong? Wukong. Because that was the name of the Monkey King in the book, Journey to the West. Yeah, I read something about, like, they didn't take any DEI money, and they told basically all of the Western media outlets to go fuck themselves. So now they're trying to smear the game, kind of like they did with the Harry Potter one, where they said that if you buy this game, you're transphobic, because J.K. Rowling wants only women in bathrooms. You know. And then it had the opposite effect, because it became one of the best-selling games of the year. If not, it was the best-selling game of the year. So I imagine, from what I've read, what little I've read about the controversy surrounding that game, is the people that are writing the articles are ideologues, and they don't even play video games, and they sound kind of stupid, because the game looks amazing, and I kind of want to now run out and spend $3,000 on a gaming computer just so I can play it. I think, is it going to be on console? Do you know? Because I was going to buy an Xbox just so I could play the new Warhammer game, but I don't know if it looks good enough to make that investment. All right, here we go, boys. Well, that is way harder with the camber bar. How is it harder, do you ask? Well, it moves the center of gravity of the weights up farther. So instead of here, it's here. It forces you a little more upright, a little more quad dominant. Not much. Not like a safety squat bar or a front squat, but just enough to when I switch back to a regular barbell, that'll feel easy. Not sure, but I see it advertised on Steam. Yeah, that's where I was looking too. The devs want to make it where you can't talk about certain stuff while you play their game. That'll be unfortunate. Because ain't gonna happen. Ain't nobody gonna compel my speech. Well, that's not true. I mean, I do follow YouTube's rules. But I think we have a duty to talk about things they don't want us to talk about. How much is about 5:45. All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna go pick my kids up from school. Yeah, that's 5:45 exactly. Yep. Whew. Not too bad. So only 400 more than me. Danny, come on now. I heard the Titan Fitness front squat bar is good. Yes, it is a very good one. Well, the Titan Fitness front squat bar is just a knockoff of Rogue's, which is a very good bar. I think that's all Titan Fitness does is they rip off Rogue's products, but they make them shippable. So where Rogue would be welded, Titan Fitness is bolted. Because you got to put it together yourself because they ship it from China. And it's half the price generally. Danny, thank you. Dude, I got a Titan bench, Titan power bar. I fucking love that thing. It's 30 millimeters. It's a little bit thicker. Awesome for squats. There's no flex. You can put 600 pounds on that bar and it will not bend. And it was $200. I got the Titan Muay Thai bag, 160 pounds. It was, and they do payment plans too. So if you can't afford their stuff, you can do like $30 a month. You just gotta be careful with that because it's really easy to go overboard and buy like $10,000 worth of equipment. And that was if you got like if you buy a couple grand worth of stuff, I think your payment would be like $120 a month, something like that. But the interest is where they get you, so you gotta be careful. All right, boys, I gotta go get my kids. I love you, buddy. I will see you on the battlefield.